At the top, Test Your Patience, Anisia Kim, and Just Then, Grin by Bank, the Bad Tuna remix. That's tuna as in the guitar tuna, not tuna the fish for those playing at home. Sort of still on the parenting tip and talking about growth and becoming better people. I've been experiencing bouts of rage recently, being angry at Esther for the most simplest of things. And I was like, how can I not get so frustrated and angry about these things? So I've downloaded Headspace.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Headspace, if you're out there, come chat. Would love to organise a partnership there because $20 a month, wowee, just to sit and listen. But
I think we just lost them.
Yeah, I think we just lost them. We might bleep that. Yeah, and like Esther will be acting up. And it's not even acting up. Like, she is such an amazing kid. But she would just be like, no, like, I want an ice cream. And I'm just like, no. She's like, I want an ice cream. I'm like, no. And like how frustrated I can get after work or when we've got something due for PTA. Like, I sit there and I count to 20.
Is that what you do? Is that your mechanism?
Yep. And I breathe in through my nose. I'd make sure I can feel my stomach expanding. And I just
stop there right on the spot.
Yeah.
By the freezer.
Yep.
And you just stop, shut your eyes and go through it.
Yep.
That's really cool.
I just sit there and sometimes one of my things that when I'm stressed or anxious, I'd touch my forehead a lot and I move it in and I'd literally sit and stand there in front of the freezer just like 1, 2, 3. And I'd like accentuate and make sure I say the number fully. And I count slow and I get to the end and nothing matters and I am everything and I am nothing and I'm a grain of sand and all the rest.
That's fantastic.
Like I have to do it sometimes because I'm that frustrated.
Yeah, man, 100%. And I actually might have to try and start that mechanism because I'm bad too. You know, I get so frustrated. And one thing we do a little bit of at footy with the mentioned Ed Barlow is talk about like the amygdala and the fight or flight response and those kind of things and how it relates specifically to football. Because if you've ever missed a corridor kick on the G for a turnover goal, you'll know like that thing just fires up and it's like you are an embarrassment. The whole world's watching you. You are the reason you're going to lose today. You know, like you've just let everyone down. And as athletes, you put so much pressure on yourself anyway to perform. So you actually have to do a lot of training on how to like override that system and how to like become aware of what's going on and get back to positive self-talk or some mental activity that'll get you out of it. And one thing I wanted to ask you / one thing that he tells us about is like where it actually starts is an emotion. Like you have a feeling. Like, do you have a feeling? Do you notice it? Because I'm quite bad at it until I'm frustrated with my kids and I realize that I'm pressing my like top jaw onto my teeth. Like I'm pressing my teeth together and my teeth have gone crooked, man, because I'm like, my jaw's so clenched when I'm frustrated at my kids. But before that, I'm sure it's like there's a feeling in my stomach that's warm or something. So do you like know?
My arms get hot.
Your arms get hot?
Yeah, I'd like, and I start to tense up.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I 100% arms get hot, and sometimes I actually feel sick.
Yeah, right.
And I'll feel it. I actually am quite conscious of it.
Yeah, right.
Not intentionally. I just like, this is how I'm feeling.
Yeah, no.
Maybe that's in the moment. Maybe there might be a cue 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
Maybe not 5 because fuck, mate, she really wanted the ice cream in that moment. But yeah, like my arms get hot. It's really strange.
That's cool that you're aware of it. And again, like I'm on my journey of trying to actually become aware of what it is for me, you know, so that because you're right, before 5 minutes, or let's call it 10 minutes before that, there actually are signs. And that's what Ed's saying and that's what neuroscience.
So that might be like me touching your head.
Yeah. In the car, you might touch your head 40 times instead of 10. And if you have, and you become aware of that, hang on, I'm actually touching my head heaps. I'm in that zone where like
I've got to put on some ambient music and I've got to do some breathing, wind the windows down.
I've got to get the 528 hertz cranking.
Bob Marley of the Wailers now, he knew it was 520.
He made this for me. But in all seriousness, you know, like I think that is the growth and that is the journey, at least as it's been explained to me, is that the earlier you can become aware of your bodily sensations, hey, I'm like sweaty palms or tense or my teeth or whatever it is, even if it's like I'm stewing on something else, awareness is the key to being like, oh, okay, I'm in the danger zone of being frustrated right now. And like we talk about, we don't want to be frustrated at our kids. It's the last thing we want to do. Yell.
No, you want to be like, you want to be able to watch cars and have them engage with you and be like, Dad, the red one's my favorite. And you're like, me too, bro. But the rusty guy, he's pretty cool too.
He's pretty funny as well. And old Doc Hudson there, he's a bit of a legend too. You just don't know it yet. Hornet Hudson got wrecked in a crash though. But you know, I think that's the key to it. And mate, it's funny you say, because where I'm at with my thing, and it's spoken about on a podcast that I'll touch on a bit later in the season and definitely link it, but it's kind of like positive energy will always override negative energy in the way we spoke about constructive interference. And so, mate, I borderline pray in the morning.
Yeah.
Or when I'm about to get home, to be like, please allow me and help me to be positive, because everything I'm reading / learning is like the desired outcome for your kid, which is like Esther wants the ice cream. You don't want her to become sugar dependent, obese. Like you go down this line of like, oh,
What did we say last night? A fat Cheeto eating gamer.
Fat Cheeto eating gamer, is that what you said?
Yeah.
See, that's pretty politically incorrect from you there, Matt. But
Yeah,
anyway, that's out of character for you. However, it's actually the answer's just to be positive and to not worry about the desired outcome, like, because the positive energy will override any kind of you getting your way with a bit of negativity. And obviously it's the hardest thing in the world to actually execute. But that's like my thing that I'm trying to do is mental activity, Ed calls it, positive self-talk, to be like, man, the outcome where my kids are brats and get the ice cream and are happy is better than the outcome where they don't get the ice cream and I teach them this lesson, but there's been this big screaming dad and these kids that have tantrum.
Right, so you're saying the outcome with the ice cream's better?
Yeah, I'm saying, yep, that's where I'm getting to, is like you need to
give them the fucking ice cream.
Yeah, and all within the discussion of that extra point where you go, no, that's actually now the expectation part, and I've got high expectations or a expectation, and you've met that, and now it's done, and it's no emotion, which again you touched on last night. No emotion. I'm not getting angry. It's just, that's just the answer. We're just doing that and move on. But yeah, the outcome where you don't lose your shit effectively is always the best one, regardless of like the actual thing that's at stake. And that's the way I'm trying to approach it, because otherwise, yeah, it's just too emotionally draining to try and have your way with the kids all the time and to control their behaviour. It just doesn't work for me, and my teeth get more crooked. My jaw gets more clenched.
Wrinkles are going to be nuts.
Yeah, and
it's like, it's tough though, because you're like, you don't want them to become the Cheeto eating gamer from that episode of South Park where he's the World of Warcraft guy. You want the outcome of like, I want a healthy, happy, engaged child, and that's that high expectations. But it's also like, it's the weekend, it's 6 p.m. We've had such a fun day. You want an ice cream? This, like, you can have it. We get this life. We are so lucky. Like, why not enjoy it?
Exactly.
But it's the balance is the frustrating thing.
100%. And I think where I've landed is that my expectations need to come down. You know, your expectations need to come down. Let's call it Esther. She can have the ice cream, like you said.
If you want to play the drums, man, play the drums.
It's not a big deal. It's just a long way and a long path to learn how to get there and how to actually let go of that, and that your kid actually is a good and not a bad But I think more to the point, we need to get Dr. Billy Garvey on here to actually tell us what the answer is, rather than us just pretending like we know, like we are now, a couple of parenting experts.
I think we've had a relatively healthy discussion and not alluded to knowing anything. We're just talking about things we're trying. I think that's good. Maybe I'm trying to pat myself on the back here.
No, 100%. And shout out Headspace. Use the code PTA.listen so you don't have to pay $20.
Yeah, use code RIPOFF at the discount. All right. I reckon that's us. Let's go on a nice little ambient wave, get some electronica in there.
Get some sound healing stuff happening.
Yeah, I need it, man. Anything from you?
Nah, thanks to the audience. Thanks to our listeners. We love you joining us. We love having a space where we can share these things and, talk about our lives, our experiences, our kids, and then interact with you all at PTA.listen if you want to hit us up and if you've got some cool stories. It's the best part of this whole thing. So thanks for joining us. And here's some really cool music.